Even though modern video games are mind-boggling with lifelike graphics and realistic physics, for anyone who is feeling nostalgic, the best retro game consoles are just the thing that you would want in your life. They're like time machines and will take you back to your sweet kiddish childhood. So in today's video, we'll show you the top 10 best retro gaming consoles that are amazing to play and will take you to your old days. So without wasting any more time, let's jump into the video.
Here at Top 10 Zone, we are a bunch of product researchers and testers. We test, analyze, and research new products and create a list of top 10 best products based on price, quality, feature, and user feedback. We also provide upcoming and innovative products ideas so that viewers may know about new products. Our goal is to create a proper shopping guide so that our viewers can make the best decision.
Video games probably would not be where they are today if it was not for the Atari 2600, as it was perfect for being the first real popular video game system for many reasons back in the day. As it is a retro gaming console, its games are extremely basic for the most part, with pixelated graphics, beeps, and other basic sound effects and simple controls. Regarding its design, the front part is composed of a piece of wood and the rest of it is made of durable fiberglass. The layout of the system's controls has a few different switches along with various ports and is designed to look like the classic black Atari joystick with satisfyingly pressable red buttons. Even back then, during its 10-year plus run, a jaw-dropping variety of games were made for the Atari 2600. Overall, the Atari 2600 can be enjoyed by anybody of any age, beginners and veterans alike. Bring the power of an arcade on your hands with the Super RetroCade plug-and-play console by RetroBit, which is fueled by the mass nostalgia of games from the 80s and 90s. It has official licenses for some Capcom, Irem, Data East, and Technos franchises and is packed with over 90 popular retro games. You will be able to browse the entire game library with smart filters, allowing you to sort by favorites, genres, platforms, and publishers. You can pick up your game where you left off and never lose your progress with the internal save states and an SD card slot that allows you to save and transfer your game progress easily. It is also compatible with your Mac and PC so that you can play your favorite two-player games with its included 6-button USB controllers. So revisit the arcade once again with the Super RetroCade, which comes with a mixture of awesome classical games that you might have never gotten the chance to play before. Go back in your childhood by using the C64 Mini, a scaled-down replica of the original Commodore 64 released in 1982. Its generous library of 64 pre-installed games are just as fun and charming today as they were 30 years ago. Furthermore, support for ROMs is pleasantly comprehensive as it can run games beyond its pre-installed library, making the C64 Mini an enticing package. And since the controller port is just a regular USB, you will have the option of connecting third-party joysticks or gamepads to your C64 Mini. Its HDMI port will allow you to output video from the device at a maximum resolution of 720p, which is more than enough considering the original Commodore 64 played at just 320 by 200 pixels. You will be glad to see classics like Impossible Mission and California games readily available and remain every bit as addictive and ingenious now as they were several decades ago. Popularizing the whole cartridge system of games back in 1977, the Atari 2600, mentioned on our list, was a game console that was one of the most influential ever to exist. Now meet its Flashback 8 Gold to Deluxe console, which is totally a comprehensive way to celebrate this console feel. The old-school HDMI-enabled console includes a whopping 120 games covering the likes of Pitfall, Space Invaders, Frogger, and more. And what's so amazing is that you can upscale them to 720p to make the archive graphics look clean. The gaming console even has two 2.4G wireless controllers, which is an added bonus. However, if you prefer wired controllers, then you can also use the console's ports to connect them. Also, similar to the NES-Classic, the Flashback 8 Gold will allow you to pause and resume and use the same game slots. Besides, you can also apparently rewind games within a few seconds. Overall, the Atari-Flashback 8 Gold console is your best bet if you want something old school. Portable gaming entered a new dimension when the Game-Boy-Advance from Nintendo was released, as it was bigger and better than the previously released models. Unlike the Game Boy Color, Pocket, and original Game Boy, the Advance models has a 32-bit system architecture that was made to play 2D games very well. With a higher resolution, it can handle 128 sprites per horizontal line and push many more colors at once than the Game Boy Color. The buttons are nice and clicky, while the console itself was designed to be very comfortable to hold for extended gaming sessions. It runs on a set of AA batteries and has an approximate runtime of 15 hours on average while playing GBA games. And after all these years, it is still a decent portable gaming console that will give you a nice change of pace from your modern competitive games. As one of the most innovative consoles in its generation, the Sega Dreamcast is a little white box that can provide you with a splendid home arcade feel. This system was, and still is, perfectly capable of 3D games and titles like Sonic, Soul Calibur, and Jet Set Radio. Its custom-made video, audio, and processor technology knocks out the Nintendo 64 and PlayStation and puts the console in the same league as PS2 and Xbox. It was the first console with a 56K modem, which will allow you to use your regular internet service provider to upload high scores, participate in chat discussions, and download updates and enhancements for your games. And through a membership to the Sega Net internet service provider, you can play in online gaming servers such as Quake 3 Arena, NFL 2K1, and other games. If you have a Dreamcast system, you will not need a separate CD player as it plays audio CDs in addition to video CDs. When you look back at any console and examine the library of RPG games and fighters, the Dreamcast is certainly a retro console with games for all. Shaped like a tiny arcade machine, meet the SNK's Neo Geo Mini, which is certainly the most unique mini console out there. With a miniature joystick and a 3.5-inch LCD screen, its shape refers to the original Neo Geo's heritage as a hardcore home arcade experience. Besides, it is also capable of the kind of 2D graphics that blew its early 90s console rivalry away. An extensive selection of 40 games includes such classics as King of Fighters, Metal Slug, and Fatal Fury, while you can also hook it up to your TV with optional gamepads. Weighing just 390 grams, it is really small in size and can easily fit perfectly in the palm of your hand. Even though the console is a bit pricey compared to Nintendo's classic game system, with 40 games, it's worth consideration, even if it's not a must-have console. Are you a Sega fan from a time when Sonic had just arrived and the biker mice from Mars was still a thing on TV? Well, if you are, then you are in luck because the Sega-Genesis-Mini will take you to that time again. Thanks to 42 all-time classic games, which load up super quickly, the Genesis Mini offers better value for money than most. It has got everything that you would want from a mini console, such as a great little recreation of an original console itself, awesome controllers, an easy to set up, and most importantly, a superb library of games. No matter if you're there to play Sega's Mascot, Sonic, or other classics like Earthworm Jim and Streets of Rage 2, you are likely to find a classic to enjoy for sure. It's also compatible with third-party controllers because of its USB ports, meaning you can use alternative wireless controllers if the two included wired controllers are not doing it for you. Overall, Sega might not have made it in the long run, but the Sega Genesis certainly has its place in many gamers' hearts. Gaming consoles without Sony? Well, hard to imagine, right? Meet Sony's PlayStation Classic, which is a solid member of the Retro Gang too, bringing 3D graphics to the table as well. While this gaming console does not include most of the console's biggest hits, it does include 20 preloaded games including Final Fantasy VII, Jumping Flash, Ridge Racer Type 4, Tekken 3, and Wild Arms. This mini console is about 45% smaller than the original PlayStation and comes with two wired controllers with 4 shoulder buttons and an ergonomic design for perfect grip. You will also get a virtual memory card to save your adventures as you switch between titles, while its standard HDMI cable will let you connect the console with your TV. Okay, so at number 1, we have got the Nintendo Super NES Classic Edition gaming console, which feels and looks just like the original 90s home console. It comes with some of the best video games ever made and preloads 21 video games such as Super Mario World, The Legend of Zelda, Final Fantasy VI, Chrono Trigger, and Donkey Kong Country. Due to 16-bit processing power, most developers were able to make use of pixel art graphics for their games. Thus, they are still beautiful and fully enjoyable in today's modern world. This retro gaming console also offers one of the best controllers ever made. It's built on the original NES controller by adding 2 additional face buttons, 2 shoulder buttons, and the same pixel-perfect directional pad for classic platforms and fighting games. In short, the Nintendo Super NES Classic Edition is a fantastic gaming console and is a must-have for any fan of classic console gamer. So that was our list of the top 10 best retro gaming consoles just for you. Thanks for watching our video. Like, comment, and share with your friends if you find this video helpful. Subscribe to our channel if you want more videos like this on your feed.